Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Triviamatic Happy Hour. I'm Richard Sue, your host. It's great to have you along with us. If you are new to Triviamatic, then welcome. We're very happy to have you. We play trivia every night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, or whatever time that is where you are. And we have a number of different hosts that rotate through the week. And the way this works is you are watching the Triviamatic YouTube channel, of course. So I will read the questions, and concurrently, you will play along on the Triviamatic app, which you should get, if you don't already have it, from the place where you get apps that you favor, either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. And we'll give people a second to go ahead and do that if they haven't yet. It is happy hour, so we are still in the throes of lockdown where I am in the greater Washington, D.C. area. So I'm supporting local businesses by drinking locally. This is Devil's Alley IPA from Seven Locks Brewing. And it is as tasty and hoppy as you might guess. So cheers, everybody. We'll be here with you for roughly an hour while we wait for a couple more people to connect to YouTube. I would like to harken back to those days where one actually went out to a pub and played pub trivia and looked askance at the jar sitting in front of your trivia publican and put a couple dollars in there. And as you can see, I'm wearing a shirt with a B and a logo on it. Anyway, tipping your publican for reading trivia questions is a time-honored tradition, and we figured that it could also occur in the digital age. But one of the things that I do for fun is I'm a public address announcer for a college summer baseball team here in my area. They play in the Cal Ripken League, which is similar to the Cape Cod League. Cape Cod, of course, is the Cadillac of summer baseball leagues, but the Cal Ripken League is quite good. And my local team is called the Bethesda Big Train, and they are tonight's charity. So instead of tipping me for being your host, I would ask you to help keep summer baseball alive and visit bigtrain.org and find ways that you can help. We're all missing something during this extraordinary period in this country's history, and everyone could stand to spread a little cheer where you can. So I think we have as many people as are going to join right now, so let's dive right into it. We've got 5 rounds of trivia for you, 3 multiple choice, 1 a category picking round, and then the progressive round for the final clue. I'll explain it as we go along. But first of all, we all will start with a game called a round called History Mystery. Oh, before we get started, I should tell you how to get started. If you go to your app, you're going to look for a button that says Happy Hour, and go ahead and press that. And if your app is asking you for a game code, tonight's game code is 423692. That's 423692. We don't think if you press Happy Hour that it's going to ask you for this code. It should put it in automatically. But if it doesn't, it's 423692. All right, on to the first round. As mentioned before, it's called History Mystery. And if you thought things were crazy, wait until you see the questions that we have for you that involve things that happened on June 6th of years gone by. This is a multiple choice round starting with question 1. Maya Lin was still an undergraduate studying architecture at Yale when her design for what memorial was selected by a committee on June 6th, 1981? Maya Lin was still an undergraduate studying architecture at Yale when her design for what memorial was selected by a committee on June 6th, 1981. Now, if you look on the app, you have 4 choices, and naturally we want you to select The one that you find the most likely to be true, because if you pick it, it will actually be true, before the dark purple line runs from right to left across the top, like it's doing now. So that's it for question one. Maya Lin, of course, is the designer of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Maya Lin designed the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. I remember, having grown up in this area, that when the award was handed down, it was very controversial at the time, but it's extraordinarily powerful, very moving. If you visit Washington, D.C., that should be on your list of things to see, as is also the leaderboard for tonight's Triviamatic. So, Jennifer Michael, Sherbelez, I am the Larix, Retail Real Well, all fast fingers, all tied for first place. Well done, Garrus Vicarian, Crossword Ease, Selfish Crayfish, Nearsighted Narwhal, welcome back, Buntaji, Grill Cover, rounding out the top 10, Sue's Sewing Shoes, Shingle Nails, Huntsman, Billingsgate, Pratfall, Game Show Craig, one of our excellent hosts here at Triviamatic, rounds out the top 15, and John Chinesky, Christmas John, as we like to call him, with his customary 1 point, just to make sure the app is working correctly. John is also the keeper of the chat. Thanks again, sir. All right, next question. Question 2. The first meeting of the Young Men's Christian Association was held on this day in 1844. According to the song YMCA by the Village People, you can do all of the following at the YMCA, except which of these? I know all of you are sitting here thinking about This is M, by the way. I actually met the Village People. They were like, this? No. This is a sea serpent. This is the M. As time ticks down, of course, the one thing that you can't actually do at a YMCA is get a night's sleep. But, as they say, you can also make real your dreams and do whatever you feel like. Looking at the leaderboard, Crosswordies 92, Garrus Vicarian 91. First two players to 90 points. Very fast, very good. Selfish Crayfish 88. Jennifer Michael and Sherbelez tied for 85. Oh, I am Lorax also tied for 85. That is a three-way tie for fourth place. Next question. Question 3. The first section of what city's rapid transit line, which opened on June 6, 1892, operated between Wabash and State Streets, and still makes up part of its Green Line today? The first section of what city's rapid transit line, which opened on June 6, 1892, operated between Wabash and State Streets, and still makes up part of its Green Line today. I've actually ridden that part of the Green Line. Highly useful. I like people to do well. So, this one's run out. Well, I was going to say, if you are a fan of the Blues Brothers, you will probably know that this is part of the L, which is in the city of Chicago. Chicago, the first L was a steam locomotive pulling 4 wooden coaches filled with, of course, fried chickens and a Coke. All right, Crosswordies, Sherbelez, I am the Lorax. Your top 3. Let's move on to question 4. What revolutionary soldier and spy born on this day in 1755 probably never said, "I only regret that I have but one life to live for this country," as is often attributed to him? So what revolutionary soldier and spy, happy birthday, born this day in 1755, probably never said, "I only regret that I have but one life to live for this country," as is often attributed to him? So I wonder why this is disputed. It has something have to do with the fact that you're facing a firing squad. You're likely to say any damn thing that comes to your mind. Do you have any last words? I only regret the get me out of here! That would be me. Bravery, not my strong suit. However, it was the strong suit of Nathan Hale. Nathan Hale, of course it was. All right. And of course, the leaderboard looks like this. Sherbelez, 176. Crossword Ease, 165. Retail Railwell, 144. Jennifer Michael, Susu Sewing Shoes, your top 5. So, question 6. Happy birthday to Harvey Fierstein, the actor and playwright behind Torch Song Trilogy, born this day in 1954, won a Tony for Outstanding Actor for playing Edna Turnblad in what musical? Harvey Fierstein, birthday today. He's the actor and playwright behind Torch Song Trilogy, and he won a Tony for playing Edna Turnblad in what musical? Based on a film by Baltimore's favorite son, John Waters. No, not Crybaby. Of course, we are looking for the answer. Hairspray. Hairspray. Something happened. That's odd. Okay, so see this answer here, Operation Overlord? Put that in here for later. All right, here is your leaderboard. Crossword Ease, 212, Sherbelez, 198, Jennifer Michael, 183, I Am the Lorax, and Susu Sewing Shoes, your top 5. Everybody locked away that little tidbit for later? Sweet. Question. I read the wrong one. Hey, isn't anybody going to roll me on the chat for saying this? Okay. Great. All right, well, question 6. Happy birthday to Harvey Fierstein, the actor and playwright behind Torchlight. Yeah. Okay. You know, some days all you can do is laugh. So, yep. So, happy birthday, Harvey Fierstein. And what was the previous one? Oh, it was, D-Day was part of what larger operation? Operation Overlord it was. Sure was. Well, I'm glad that you played the question and not listened to the host. So, okay. So, Hairspray it is. Very good. I'm assuming just about everyone got like 49 points for that one. So, okay. Let's make sure we got this. Question 7. Question 7. Here we go. On June 6th, 1991, NBC announced that what stand-up comedian would be replacing Johnny Carson as the host of The Tonight Show? Go. June 6th, 1991, NBC announced that what stand-up comedian would be replacing Johnny Carson as the host of The Tonight Show. And if you lived through this, you realize how pivotal it was in changing the landscape of late night hosts. Because now there's like 24 late shows, evening shows. I'm a Colbert person myself, but there are a lot of excellent ones. Trevor Noah also, fantastic. All right, here we go. Of course, that answer is Jay Leno. Jay Leno. All right. Leaderboard. Crossword is first member to the 300 Club. Well done. Sherbelez, second place. Jennifer Michael, third place. Susu Sewing Shoes and Shingle Nails, 4 and 5. Let's get to the last question of round 1, which is, what Russian author of Eugene Onegin and Boris Godunov, often considered the father of Russian literature, was born on this day in 1799. The father of Russian literature, who wrote Eugene Onegin, and Boris Godunov, both of which made swell operas, by the way. Russian, as luck would have it, is one of the more difficult languages to sing. Opening numbers can take up to 2.5 days and contain 5 or 6 sentences. Eugene Onegin and Boris Godunov were, of course, written by Alexander Pushkin. Yep, Alexander Pushkin. And that is the end of round 1. Keyboard working? Good, I hope so. All right, at the end of round 1, crosswordies 353 in first place. Jennifer Michael, 326, right behind. Sherbelez, really right behind in third place, 325. I am the Lorax, 301. All members of the 300 Club, so well done. Retail Railwell. In fifth place, Sue Summon Shoes, 269. Game Show Craig, yeah, baby, 262. Garrus Vicarian, welcome back, 257. And in ninth place, Shingle Nails. In 10th place, Nearsighted Narwhal, rounding out the rest of the leaderboard. Selfish Crayfish, Billingsgate Pratfall, The Huntsman, Grill Cover, and Bunchy and John Chinesky. Excellent. And we're on to another multiple choice round. Today is 6-6, no matter what country you live in. So here are 8 things about the number 6 and things that are 6 feet long. This is a multiple choice round. Question 1. A standard bullwhip is 6 feet of leather. Bullwhips broke the sound barrier for centuries before what test pilot in a Bell X-1 became the first official human to do so? So, what test pilot in a Bell X-1 became the first official human to do it? The Bell X-1 test plane hanging from the rafters in the currently closed Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum main building in downtown DC. It's not closed because of the pandemic. It was closed for a scheduled multi-million-dollar renovation. Easily the most popular museum in Washington, D.C. A couple million visitors a year. All free, by the way. It's great. The test pilot that broke the sound barrier, as profiled in The Right Stuff, is Chuck Yeager. Bad dude extraordinaire. There is your leaderboard. Crosswordies, first to 400. Well done, Jennifer Michael, Sherbelez, I am the Lorax, and Retail Railwell, rounding out the top 5. Question 2. Boasting a branch with a 6.8 foot diameter, the world's largest tree is what California sequoia, named, oddly enough, for a scorched earth Civil War general. Boasting a branch with a 6.8 foot diameter. A branch, not the trunk. A branch with a 6.8 foot diameter. The world's largest tree is what California sequoia, named for a scorched earth Civil War general. Fun fact I learned today, giant sequoias are actually immune to natural wildfires that occur in their biosphere. They have an adaptation of fiber in the outside of the tree that makes them flame resistant. Of course, the person that burned his way across the South all the way to Atlanta was Spinny Time! General Sherman. General Sherman. By the way, the tree, the General Sherman, is the world's largest tree by volume. It's 52,508 cubic feet. As is the leaderboard, Crosswordies, Jennifer Michael, Sherbelez, the top 3. Oh, Spinny Time came early today. Let's move on to question 3. Denzel Washington played Dr. Philip Chandler for all 6 seasons of what medical drama that turned out to be set in an autistic kid's snow globe? Spoiler alert! Now, nobody will want to go onto TV Land and binge watch this show because we just told you everything. By the way, Newhart dreamed it all up. Was I not supposed to say that? Sorry. Denzel Washington played Dr. Philip Chandler for all 6 seasons of what medical drama that turned out to be set in an autistic kid's snow globe? I don't know, but better hydrate. That makes a great noise. Denzel played Philip Chandler for 6 seasons of Saint Elsewhere. Elsewhere on the leaderboard, Sherbelez in first place, 456. Well done. Jennifer Michael, second place, 448. I Am the Lorax, 432. Back top in the top 3. Crossword Ease and Retail Railway round out your top 5. Let's move on to question 4. Since New York popularized a certain competitive jump rope style, it might be true that what European country introduced those toys to the United States? Okay, what European country introduced jump rope to the United States? There we go. And New York popularized a certain competitive jump rope style. So, which of these countries in Europe introduced the jump rope to the United States? What could it be? It was Scotland. I got to lick my jump rope. It was not Scotland. That's not a choice you can pick. But the Netherlands is a choice you can pick, and that would have been the right one. Let's see who is on the leaderboard. Sherbelez still in first place. Jennifer Michael right behind. I Am the Lorax, Retail Railway, Gareth Vicarian round out the top 5. All right, on to question 5. About 30 feet down is a solid conversion of Ariel's line, "Full fathom 5, thy father lies," in which Shakespeare comedy set on an island. So go back into your reaches of the Bard's works and figure out which ones are on islands and are kind of funny. That might take a while. So, about 30 feet down is a solid conversion of Ariel's line, "Full fathom 5, thy father lies," in which Shakespearean comedy set on an island. Yeah, Venice is an island, but it's not it. We're of course talking about Prospero and The Tempest. It says Uranus's moons are named for characters in The Tempest, and so are his. Boom, boom. Leaderboard, Jennifer Michael, 526. Hey, happy hour is not for the faint of heart. I Am the Lorax in second place, and Retail Railway in third place. Sherbelez and Gareth Vicarian round out the top 5. Here we go, on to question 6. Question 6, just 6 feet 2 inches deep. The narrowest freestanding building in the world is the Sam Key building in what Canadian city, also known as Hollywood North? So, you know that they routinely use cities for stand-ins for other cities. And when I say stand in for other cities, I mean it's expensive to shoot in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles, so routinely they find other locales someplace else. Maybe the weather's better, maybe the timing's better, but usually it's cheaper to film there. So cities that show up as subs are places like Sydney, Australia, Toronto. Oh, Toronto was on the list. Whoopsie. Yeah, well, it's not Toronto. Hollywood North, if you think go straight up the coast, Hollywood North is Vancouver. Vancouver. All right, let's take a quick peek at the leaderboard. Jennifer Michael in first place. I in the Lorax, second place. Tight game, 570 to 569. Retail Railwell in third, nearsighted Narwhal. Garrus Vicarian, Selfish Crayfish, all members of the 500 Club. Susu Sewing Shoes right behind. Shingle Nails, Sherbelez. Crosswordies round out the top 10. All right, question 7. There was an actual early 20th century incandescent light bulb cartel heavily influenced by what company that used to run NBC and produced the first personal refrigerators? Remember those well. So there actually was an early 20th century incandescent light bulb, that's light bulb with a filament, cartel heavily influenced by what company that used to run NBC and produced the first personal fridges. Personal fridges like the one that I use to hold these. Cheers. You can't see it in here, but it's like 85 degrees in the studio. It was a hot one. That answer is General Electric. General Electric, the company founded by Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. I had the Lorax in first place and Jennifer Michael in second place. First members of the 600 Club. Retail Railwell, your top 3. So let's move on to the last question of this round. The first woman's Nikes to outsell the Air Jordan was a design collaboration by Tinker Hatfield and what pro volleyballer and author of My Foot is Too Big for the Glass Slipper? The first woman's Nike to outsell the Air Jordan was a design collaborated by Tinker Hatfield, the noted shoe designer for Nike, and what pro volleyball player and author of the book, My Foot is Too Big for the Glass Slipper? So, my foot is too big, somebody tall. Could be. These are all spectacular volleyball players, but only one of them is the correct answer. And that answer is Gabrielle Reese. Gabby Reese. Oh, yeah. One of volleyball's first breakout stars. And that is the end of round 2. All right. Taking a look at the leaderboard, I am the Lorax, Jennifer Michael, Garrus Vicarian, Retail Railwell, Nearsighted Narwhal, your top 5. Susu Sewing Shoes, Crosswordies, Sherbelez, Shingle Nails, and Selfish Crayfish round out the top 10. 11 through 15, The Huntsman, Billingsgate, Grill Cover, Game Show Craig, and Bucci, and John Chinesky doing what he does. That thing he do. On to round 3, Saturday Madness. You love cats. We love cats. The internet loves cats, so we're going to celebrate Catterday by answering questions about super famous felines, and this is the last of the traditional multiple choice rounds. Question 1. In 2004's Garfield the movie, Garfield was voiced by what guy who has acted in more Wes Anderson movies than anyone else? So, if I were playing, I would have looked for the name of the Indian guy that Wes Anderson has known to always put in bit roles, but I guess he's not the answer. These are all actors that routinely appear in Wes Anderson movies, but one of them has appeared in more Wes Anderson movies than any other person. So Let's see if you can figure this out. It's a comedy legend. Legend of comedy. A groundbreaking member of the first cast of Saturday Night Live, Bill Murray. Bill Murray. He's appeared in every Wes Anderson film except Bottle Rocket, which, of course, Owen Luke Wilson did. All right, here is the leaderboard. Garrus Vicarian on top, 652. I am the Lorax. Retail Railwell, 123. Susu Showing Shoes, number 4. And Jennifer Michael, number 5. On to question 2. R.I.P. Internet celebrity Grumpy Cat pounced into our hearts in 2012, but she had a name. Grumpy Cat's name was inspired by what remoulade condiment? So remoulade, of course, meaning similar to remoulade. So Grumpy Cat actually had a name. Grumpy Cat had a name, and it was inspired by what remoulade-like condiment? What is remoulade? It's like an aioli, but has chopped pickles in it. Yeah. Grumpy Cat, named after tartar sauce. Grumpy Cat, tartar sauce. Man, that is one grumpy ass looking cat. All right. Next. Leaderboard, Garrus Vicarian, I am the Lorax, and Retail Railwell, your top 3. Let's move on to question 3. The daughter of Ra and Isis, Bastet was a cat-headed deity in what ancient civilization? The daughter of Ra. You know who Ra is? Ra is the sun god. He is the sun god. He is the fun god. Ra, Ra, Ra. The daughter of Ra and Isis. Come on. Give me something. Daughter of Ra and Isis. Bastet was a cat-headed deity in what ancient civilization? One of these. If you're a fan of the Pixar movie Ratatouille, you'll know that they have a piece where they say that rats are deities in many civilizations. So I wonder how many ancient civilizations had both a cat and a rat, and therefore worshipped Tom and Jerry. Egypt. Egyptian, right? Ra and Isis. Very good. Leaderboard, Garrus Vicarian, I am the Lorax, Retail Railwell, Susu Sewing Shoes, and Jennifer Michael all breached 700, so well done. And they are your top 5. So let's move on to question 4. Coco, the gorilla, famously cared for several cats. She also famously signed, like sign language, providing the inspiration for Congo, a novel by what Westworld author? So Coco the gorilla famously cared for several cats. She also used sign language, providing the inspiration for Congo, a novel by what Westworld author? If you're a fan of the movie starring Yul Brynner, Westworld, or the current series on HBO, probably picked this one up. You'll also realize that this person, Westworld, is not their first rodeo. They're well published. Well published. So let's see what you got for this one. As the timer runs down, I will tell you the answer is Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton. Before writing, Michael Crichton completed his MD at Harvard Medical School. Then he wrote Andromeda Strain about a virus that kills everybody. Topical. Next. Okay. Garrus Vicarian in first place. Retail Railwell and Susu's Sewing Shoes, your top 3. Rounding out the top 5, Jennifer Michael and Nearsighted Narwhal. Let's move to question 5. Brendan Urie actually proposes to Taylor Swift in her Me music video. Brendan fronts what emo pop band? Brendan Urie actually proposes to Taylor Swift in her Me video. And he, Brendan Urie, is the frontman for what emo pop band? I'll tell you, it is not Hydrate the Host. That is not an interesting band. Something looks like that. Normally there's a lot of people on the chat. So let me see if I can touch base with John. Normally the chat works, but I am not seeing it. That's okay. I'm sure you are all dragging me mercilessly. Brendan Urie, the lead singer of Panic at the Disco. Panic at the Disco. Leaderboard, Gareth Vicarian, 835, Retail Railwell, 813, first 800, well done. I am Lorax, Nearsighted Narwhal, Selfish Crayfish, 345, knocking on the door. Let's see if you can handle this one. All right. Socks might be the most famous presidential cat in contemporary politics, but the most recent one was W's pet, India Willie. The cat was named after Ruben Sierra, who played for what MLB team that George W. Bush once owned? I think this is our first sports ball question. It's a sports ball question. It's a sports ball question. All right, I have been informed that the chat works, but I can't see it. So I guess that's how it's going to go for me. All right. Which Major League Baseball team did George W. Bush once own? That answer is the Texas Rangers. Spinning time! Fantastic. Yeah. Texas Rangers. That was the answer to the last one. Gareth Vicarian, 880. Retail Railwell. I am the Lorax. Selfish Crayfish. Nearsighted Narwhal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On to question 7. Hello Kitty is not only uber adorable, but she's partnered with several high-end lines, including Louis Vuitton, Kimora Lee Simmons, and what German sneaker master? I don't know if I'd call them high-end, but I'm not the target audience for this thing. So Hello Kitty has partnered with several high-end lines, including Louis Vuitton, Kimora Lee Simmons, of course, the wife of Def Jam impresario Russell Simmons, and what German sneaker masters? So if you know your German sneakers, maybe you are a fan of der Football, Das Football, Die Football. I think Die Football would be a fan of an actual football. Then you will know that the brand we are looking for is Puma. Puma. Oh, look at Hello Kitty. Isn't she special? All right, Gareth Vicarian, first player to 900. Well done. Retail Railwell right behind. I am the Lorax right behind that. 1, 2, 3. Selfish Crayfish number 4. Nearsighted Narwhal number 5. All right, question 8. Meet the Parents toilet-trained Jinxie held his own alongside Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, and Blythe Danner, who is the mother of what Hollywood A-lister? So we went all the way through this question about Meet the Parents toilet-trained cat Jinxie to get to what Hollywood A-list star is the daughter of Blythe Danner. There we have it. See, this is why I'm here for you. I am here to boil down the question into its most essential elements and then assault you with dumb facts after. You're welcome. So, Blythe Danner's daughter is which of these? Blythe Danner's daughter is, drum roll, Gwyneth Gope Paltrow. Yep. I guess no one told Jinxie about Gope. And that is the end of round 3. All right, here we go. Leaderboard after 3 rounds. Garrus Vicarian 971. Retail Railwell 936. I am the Lorax 918. And Selfish Crayfish just squeaks in to 4th place. That's your 900 club. Nearsighted Narwhal, Sherbelez, Shingle Nails, Susu Sewing Shoes, Crossword Ease, and Jennifer Michael. The rest of the top 10. Grilled Cover, Billingsgate, Boonchi, Game Show Craig, and The Huntsman, 11 through 15, and John Chinesky helping out, all including the Common Man. All right, on to round 4, which is a pick 3 round. This one's a little bit different. What's going to happen is there is a category I am going to give you, and you will have 5 choices, of which you will pick 3. And you will get full credit if you get 3 correct. You'll get partial credit if you get 2. And because with 3 choices, you are bound to get 1 correct. If you only get 1, you will get 0 points. Now, we figured out a little piece of strategy here, and that is guess fast and hold your answer, because if you get 3 down and you can figure out you hear what the category is, and you can make quick choices, you are likely to get more points even if you only get 2, 3 right by picking early. All right, you ready? Let's do this. So the first pick 3 category is, which 3 of these 5 are cities in Austria? Cities in Austria. You know, I would play a waltz on this keyboard, but it's plugged into a digital interface, and as such, I can't actually hear it. So one of these days, I'll get around to figuring that part out. Until then, I can only play stuff like this. So, Drowned Sorrows. Cities in Austria. See if you can figure out which 3 of these 5 are actually within the Greater Austria limits. We should have put Edelweiss as a choice. We didn't, just to throw you. The answers include Vienna, Salzburg, home of the Mozarts, and Graz. Leipzig and Dresden are cities in Germany. And there's the leaderboard. You can tell partial credit is given if you have a yellow bar. Green is full credit. So well done for that. All right, on to question 2. Question 2, we are looking for the meaning of the letters in the acronym COBRA. Meaning of the letters in COBRA. COBRA is not a trick question like some kind of like evil consortium, including the Gettys and the Rothschilds and Colonel Sanders. COBRA is a health insurance law after a worker loses coverage. Don't ask me why I know this. It's a sad story. Anyway, we are looking for the meaning of the letters in the acronym COBRA, C-O-B-R-A. Even though it has 5, we are only looking for the 3 listed here. All right. The 3 that we are looking for are ACT, Consolidated, and Omnibus. Omnibus. The whole title is the Consolidated Omnibus Business Act. Yep. Leaderboard. All right, Garrus Vicarian, first member of the 1,000-point club. Well done. In first place, I am the Lorax, right behind 978. Selfish Crayfish, 959. The top 3. Retail Railwell, Nearsighted Narwhal, rounding out the top 5. Lots of people approaching the 900-point mark, so you should feel pretty good about how this game is going for you. All right. That was before we get to question 3, which is, We are looking for sequels to the animated movie Land Before Time. We are looking for sequels in this movie series, the animated dinosaur movie Land Before Time. Land Before Time, of course, animated by the legendary Don Bluth, known for works like... Nope, can't mention that one. That would give it away. Don Bluth was a great animator. His stuff was absolutely legendary. And I think most of this stuff was done by hand because I think these movies are... Most of his work is 80s and early 90s. So see if you can check some of that out while you have lots of time to stream things. There goes the timer. Land Before Time sequels include The Big Freeze, The Great Valley Adventure, and Journey to Big Water. 14 Land Before Time films. And in all, the hint that I was going to give you was All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's a Don Bluth movie. Leaderboard. Garrus Vicarian reaches 1,000 points. Well done. Selfish Crayfish 998 right behind. I am Lorax 997, who has a habit of tailgating people on the leaderboard. Good for you. Retail Railwell and Nearsighted Narwhal, the top 5. All right, question 4. 3 of these 5 are stock exchanges, places where people go and exchange stock, wear masks, trade paper, and try not to get sick while making millionaires very, very, very wealthy. So which 3 of these are places where that happens? Pretty sure they name stock exchanges by sticking their hand in a bag of Scrabble tiles and tossing them on the floor. And the ones that end up right side up and readable, they just take the ones, they mash them together. That's how you get the name. True story. Hydrate time. All right. WSJ, of course, is the Wall Street Journal. Edward Jones is some dude. So we're looking for NASDAQ, the BSE, and Tosho, the Tokyo Stock Exchange. There is your leaderboard. And there are 4 members of the 1,000 Point Club. Garrus Vicarian, Selfish Crayfish, I am the Lorax, and Retail Railwell 1, 2, 3, 4, Nearsighted Narwhal, right behind. That's your top 5. All right, question 5. Celebrities featured on Celebrity IOU. I do not watch the TV of the reality, so I'm not any help for questions like this. So if we ever go head-to-head playing trivia, just ask me questions about reality TV, and I will be your biatch. Okay, now we're good here. Celebrities featured on Celebrity IOU. When I could get a hold of one of them, I would ask them to donate tonight's charity of the evening, the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Club, a nonprofit summer collegiate baseball team here in Bethesda, Maryland. If you want to donate in lieu of tips, we'd appreciate it. Go to bigtrain.org. All right. Celebrities featured on Celebrity IOU include Brad Pitt, Melissa McCarthy, and Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye himself. Here is your leaderboard. Garrus Vicarian, Selfish Crayfish, I am the Lorax, Retail Railwell, and Nearsighted Narwhal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time for question 6. This harkens back to our previous round. We are looking for 3 of 5 breeds of cat. 3 of 5 breeds of cat. Grumpy is not on here. Grumpy cat is not a breed. Grumpy cat was a literal cat. So, which of these are cat breeds? Specifically, which 3 of these are cat breeds? See if we can get it. Breeds of the cat. 3 of 5. Breeds of cat. Whichever could they be? All right. Turns out, it's Ragdoll, Scottish Fold, and Savannah. Yorkshire, that's a dog. English Springer, that's also a dog. And yes, adopt, don't shop. Your leaderboard, Garrus Vicarian, Holding Steady, Selfish Crayfish, Retail Railwell, I Am the Lorax, Nearsighted Narwhal. Your top 5. All right. Question 7. A helical kind of question. DNA bases. DNA bases. So, if you know something about how the Watson-Crick double helix model works, you'll know that there are bases that make up DNA, and we are looking. 3 of these are bases of DNA. Somewhere there is a high school senior that just sweated out this exact question in great detail on the AP biology test. And to write an essay about it. All right, the 3 bases on this list are thymine, cytosine, and adenine, the 4 types of bases. A, C, G, T create pairs and form the basis of DNA. The last one, of course, is guanine. All right. Yeah. Science-based leaderboard. Garrus Vicarian, 1192, just short of 1200, but is going to be there any minute now. Selfish Crayfish, Retail Railwell, I Am the Lorax, Nearsighted Narwhal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can catch you with question 8. 3 of 5 of these are colleges in the great state of Maryland, where I am. Yes, I am in the Maryland suburbs of Washington, D.C. Bethesda, don't you know? So, colleges in Maryland. 3 of these 5 are located in the Old Bay State. That's what I'm calling it. I know it's not the official nickname, but I think the official nickname is the Old Line State. I think that's dumb. It's probably a Civil War reference that I'm not going to like if I look it up. So, Old Bay State it is. And a burgeoning microbrewery state. All right. Colleges in Maryland include Johns Hopkins, Towson University, and Goucher College. Goucher is rated number 1 in study abroad programs, which probably led them to start admitting men in 1986. That is the end of round 4. Quick, hit the leaderboard before someone recognizes you made a joke. Garrus Vicarian, 1212. I told you he would be at the 1200 club very soon. Congratulations, in first place. Going into the last question. Selfish Crayfish, 1156. Striking distance. I Am the Lorax, 1144. Retail Railwell. Sherbelez, 1108. Rounds out the top 5. Everyone has a good shot here. Nearsighted Narwhal, 1098. Shingle Nails, Crosswordies, Susu Sewing Shoes, and Gruel Cover, all above the 1,000-point mark. In 11th, 996, Billingsgate got a good shot at it. Jennifer Michael, 971, Boonchi. The Huntsman and Game Show Craig. So this is great. Going into the last round, everyone has an excellent chance at cracking 1,000 points. So, we have come to Answer Fast. Who or what am I? This is the final question of the night, and it consists of 5 clues in a progressive format, and they get easier. Now, the faster you answer it, the more points you get. But, word to the wise, it's important to be quick, but it is critical to get it right, because the way you answer is you will hide the little box that has the clue, and then you will type in your answer. And once you type it in, you are locked into that answer. Unlike previous rounds, you cannot change. So if you get it right, you'll get points. But if you don't get it right, you'll get 0 points. So John is typing clues into the chat, which I cannot see, but if I know John, they're going to say things like spelling counts, kind of. Don't put a space before or after your answer. This is a one-word answer. It's a one-word answer. Yeah, this is a one-word answer. Don't put spaces in front or behind. Spelling counts. Yeah, let's play. All right, I have realized that once I forward off of this screen, the timer is going to start. So I'm going to do all my little housekeeping things like right now. The first thing I'm going to do is get some thank you music. The second thing I'm going to do is, where goes stream? Stream, go bye-bye. Oh, that was weird. Okay, hey, I can see the chat now. That's nice. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to start reading clue number 1. Clue number 1. What's going on? We can see you. All right. We can see me. Great. Clue number 1. My godfather is actor, singer, and dancer Ben Vereen, known for his performances in Jesus Christ Superstar and Roots, and we definitely share some talents. So, who am I? I'll read this again, and then I'll go on to the next one. My godfather is actor, singer, and dancer Ben Vereen, known for his performances in Jesus Christ Superstar and as Chicken George in Roots. We definitely share some talents. Who am I? Hint number 2. After winning Star Search, I lived with P. Diddy for a time. Then I became famous enough that they named a road for me in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's my stage name, followed by Raymond Parkway. So I won Star Search. I lived with P. Diddy and left because he insisted on being called Diddy. Then I became famous enough that there's a road for me named in Chattanooga, and it's my stage name, followed by Raymond Parkway. Clue number 3. I had 4 consecutive #1 hits from my 2004 album, Confessions. Those songs were Yeah, Burn, Confessions Part 2, and My Boo. Okay. So, clue number 3 is usually where people start to clue in on it. So, I'll read it one more time, and then we can slow our roll a little bit. I had 4 consecutive #1 hits from my 2004 album, Confessions. Those songs were Yeah, Burn, Confessions Part 2, and My Boo. That's usually a good hint. Question 4. Billboard named me the second most successful artist of the 2000s, right behind M, and one better than Nelly. Beyonce, Alicia Keys, and 50 Cent were also on that list. Alright, so while people are thinking about that, once again, a little plug. If you are like me and missing your sports, and especially local sports, and especially baseball, and especially local baseball, tonight's charity is the Bethesda Big Train Baseball Club, which plays in the Cal Ripken League. It's a summer college whip-out league. The kids come in from all over. They stay with host families. They play on different teams in and around the DC area. So if you'd like to help out a baseball team, which is it's a nonprofit, I urge you to visit bigtrain.org. All right, let's get on to clue number 5, the obvious clue. And that is, I am a famous R&B singer whose stage name is also the word for a person who shows people to their seats. So, let's see. Let's recap. I will recap it for you. My godfather is Ben Vereen, and we share some talents. I won Star Search and lived with P. Diddy, and there's a road for me named in Chattanooga, and it's my stage name, followed by Raymond Parkway. I had 4 consecutive #1 hits from my 2004 album Confessions. Those songs were Yeah, Burn, Confessions Part 2, and My Boo. Billboard named me the second most successful artist of the 2000s, right behind Eminem, one better than Nelly. And I'm a famous R&B singer whose stage name is also the word for a person who shows people to their seats, and it rhymes with musher. Yeah, it is Usher. Usher. Usher is part owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. It is also entirely responsible for unleashing Justin Bieber on the world, so thanks for that. And that is the end of the game. Let's take a peek at the leaderboard. Garrus Vicarian, 1467, just edging out Selfish Crayfish, 1406. Great game, everybody. I am the Lyrax, 1398, also in the money until the very end. Retail Railwell, 1383. Chervelez, 1373. Nearsighted Narwhal, 1353. Shingle Nails, 1272. Grill Cover, 1269. Cross Riddies, 1263. Susu Sewing Shoes, 1260. The Top 10. Bucci, The Huntsman, Jennifer Michael. Billingsgate, Proudfalling Game Show. Craig, round out the rest of the 15. Let me see if I can. Let's see here. All right, I got some outro music. There we go. Let me turn it down a little bit. That is it for tonight's edition of Triviamatic Happy Hour. I hope you had a great time playing trivia. I'll be back here tomorrow night, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Remember, you can play any night of the week with any of our excellent hosts, including Craig Reed, Ethan T. Berlin, Kim Roth, Tommy Dickey, or myself. Thank you to John Chinesky, knower of things, writer of questions, keeper of the chat. Thank you to Digital Pomegranate, the maker of Triviamatic. I am Richard Sue, and it's been my pleasure to be your host tonight. I bid you adieu. Be safe, be kind, be patient. Good Lord, be patient. And in the words of that noted philosopher, Bill S. Preston, be most excellent to each other. Thanks, everybody. Good night.